Hello everyone and welcome back. I do believe this is episode 8 of Crowdfunding Video Games 2024. So we just came off physical. There were probably more things that I could have said there, and maybe if I see a lot of comments in this for these videos with specific questions that weren't addressed or something, I'll probably make some follow-up videos on this series with viewer questions. But now, kind of after discussing physical, I want to discuss the post-campaign stage. So if you skipped physical, this would be a kind of like a next step. So what I'm writing here, import into BackerKit or similar. What happens is that after your campaign is ended, you have like your sort of post-campaign support. BackerKit has Kickstarter has a built-in thing where you can at least find backers, search for them, and find some data on them. But it lacks features that you need because things happen. You need to manage customly some backer data. You need to manually go and change their address. You need to blah blah blah. There's a million little things, and that's why BackerKit was made, because it was understood that there was a lack of that type of servicing after a crowdfunding campaign has ended. So what BackerKit is a way for you to manage the data of all of your backers with like different search functionality. You can segment data and stuff like that, so that you can sort of create like custom data groups of people. Let's say I need to know everybody that is receiving 2 or more Nintendo Switch physical copies. Well, you can do that in BackerKit. So the way that it works is that you import basically all your backers into BackerKit. And then they'll kind of interact with the BackerKit system from then on. So they can change their address in there. They can ask for different types of support that the BackerKit staff, they will do support for certain common types of questions and forward it to you if they can't figure it out. They also offer a lot of support with, typical things, like you are watching this video series in order to learn some things, right? Well, if you need like the specific type of help, like on certain, how do I set up a pre-order store or blah blah blah, well, you would talk to the BackerKit support staff, or rather your key account manager. I have very good experiences with those guys, so that's why I'm talking them up a little bit, but they do deserve it. They did a really good job with our project, I think. So I would definitely recommend working with these with that system. So you're now in the post-campaign stage, and there's a few things that kind of happen there. One of the more important kind of concepts is a backers survey. That's what it's called. That your survey, that's the word for kind of like their pledge summary, including their technical details, like what is my address, what is my registered email address, all sorts of stuff they can edit themselves, and And how this stuff works is that there's something called sending out the survey. When you're sending out the survey, that is like a bulk action. You're sending out the survey to everyone, where they sort of confirm that yes, this is my address. And then they're getting, if you have set it up before you do the survey blast, they get like, hey, do you want an add-on? Do you want to have another Nintendo Switch copy or something like that in that offering? So this is an important action that you want to do it when you're ready to do it, because it's not that easy to get people to interact with this stuff multiple times. You know, go into your survey and edit something again. So you kind of want to send it out. It'll all be sent out at the same time. There's crazy sun in my face right now. Well, nothing to do about that. So, okay, stage locks. What that means is that when things are imported into BackerKit, you can lock orders. That means that your Kickstarter backers can now no longer add add-ons to their pledge, and the orders are now final. So that's like an action. And then later on you can lock addresses, meaning the backer can no longer edit their physical address anymore. And if you need to edit it, you need to do it yourself manually as a creator. So basically, there are all of these stage locks. BackerKit does have a pretty good help section, but it does help a lot to check this stuff out before you're kind of doing this. Because this is one of the reasons why I made this video series, kind of like to try to inform people that there's like these stages and these intricacies that you should be aware of before you're even launching your campaign, if you haven't done it before, right? Okay. You want to set up your pre-orders and your add-ons. You should most likely get help from your key account manager in BackerKit to set this up either with you, or they'll produce videos to kind of show you how to do it. And you do want to do this correctly. In BackerKit, that's where they do their address changes. So you should just familiarize yourself with kind of like using BackerKit for all these sort of common operations. And how backers interact with this system. Ideally, you'd click through it yourself. I think it's possible to have BackerKit set up like a test account for you before you're even launching your campaign, so that you can click around in the system and familiarize yourself. I would recommend doing that if possible. There's payment systems in BackerKit. There are two of them. You can either do credit card, or you can do PayPal, or rather optionally do PayPal. I don't use PayPal. They also disrecommend that unless you know what you're doing in BackerKit. The reason why is that there's some extra obligations when accepting PayPal, where you kind of have to validate certain things with basically PayPal needs proof of what your kind of purchasing, you need to. There are special conditions to use PayPal in BackerKit. So the credit card solution is kind of like the thing that works, but it has problems with international payments, like United States. United States is not like a lot of other countries in the world that require additional security. It's called 3D secure. 3D secure authentication is needed in most, if not all, of Europe, and then India, Australia, and a lot of the American payment solutions, especially ones that are not big, they don't support this feature because it's like a feature that you need to implement in your payment stuff. So if international backers has problems paying for stuff in BackerKit, like their card is declined because it don't work, you as the creator you can suggest alternate credit card methods. There are like typically people can use like an online card thing where they can deposit real money into like an online card and use that, and this is a way to kind of deal with it. For example, services like Revolut. So that is something to be aware of because, like I said, you're in the off the grid. You're bespoke. You have to kind of have an answer to this stuff, or else you're gonna have unhappy people or blah blah blah. So inform yourself. That's why I'm trying to create this video series. Okay. I talked about this a little bit earlier in one of the videos, but there are two concepts that are kind of okay to know about. You have Kickstarter backers. They are people that actually pledge towards your campaign on Kickstarter. And then you have pre-order backers. They did not pledge to your campaign, at least on the same email address, and that is kind of like their identity. And I talked a little bit about like these are two sort of separate entities in a way, but they get into the same system, like your data management system. But pre-order backers don't receive Kickstarter updates. So you want to have like a community hub where you direct all your communication towards, typically Discord or something like that, so that your pre-order backers can also get your information, like notify them if there are any delays in shipping or anything. Then a little red flag here. So in BackerKit you export documents, like the actual shipping documents, and send it to the fulfillment service. You want to check with the fulfillment service that the way that you export these documents in BackerKit are good, that they can make it work with their system. Because the problem is if it's kind of like conflicting, they need more labor to kind of possibly work around the issue, and that costs more and causes delays. So it is a little bit of a red flag. You also need to, once you send off your final export documents, right? Like these are the ones that are going to shipping if you're shipping physical items. I actually forgot what I was talking about there. Maybe I'm getting tired because I'm doing all these videos in basically a day. document exports to fulfillment service. Yeah. But basically in the post campaign, you have to do a lot of backer support. There's just going to be questions all the time, very common, and it does have a long tail. So just expect that in your project, that you're going to have to do support much longer than you think for even like the backer kit components of the project and such. Let's see. Yeah, the next one is fulfillment, and that's I think that we can actually do that in the same episode, because this is a little bit shorter stuff. Fulfillment is the last stage of the project. This is where you are actually delivering stuff to your backers. So in the fulfillment phase, you are now delivering digital rewards. That is very easy. In BackerKit, it's super easy to kind of send out like let's say Steam keys or GOG keys or stuff to people, and they just receive it in their email inbox, and it's easy to diagnose if anybody had any issues. Digital rewards, very easy. So don't worry about that, anybody can do it. Yeah, so there's a few things that is worthy of mention in the fulfillment stage. I would recommend not locking addresses until you're ready to ship. Meaning, like, just before you're kind of sending the final exports to the fulfillment center, like the documents themselves. But do communicate to your backers early on, like, hey, probably a month before, like, we are locking addresses at that time, make sure you've updated. You're still gonna get like requests even while shipping, like after you've sent your final exports. You'll have to deal with that manually. You have to kind of, okay, I'll see what I can do. You have to talk to the fulfillment center, see if they have processed a particular parcel, for example. If not, let them change the address, and you kind of have to do that manually. But that's why you want to keep this as close to the shipping date as possible. Yeah, so basically manual support after locking things. And this can, of course, it just adds to kind of like your management of things in terms of workload, which is something that probably should be thought about in your business, that once things start moving into shipping, the person that is responsible for this probably needs more time to deal with all this stuff, because it's just gonna be things that are coming in all the time. Fulfillment, yeah, like I've said so many times, as long as it's physical stuff, just expect extreme delays. You just like you're gonna miss so hard, most likely, with off the grid shipping. Like, it's just a different beast altogether. And just try your best to make everything as smooth as possible, and communicate clearly and honestly with your backers. I think that the backers also understand that several of the backers, they back different projects, and this happens all the time. It's just really hard to kind of get everything to run ideally, because there's too many things that can happen in the chain of events. Yeah, final doc exports must be correct. Check, and check again, so that you're not causing yourself cost and delays, at least. Yeah, long tail support, and then you're gonna have late backers. It's just a part of how it is Like a lot of people just won't have read any of your Kickstarter updates for many months. That happens all the time, and it's very common. And they go like, hey, I just remembered I backed this project many years ago. I was wondering where my package is at. Stuff like that. It's gonna happen. Very common. But if you're at this stage, and if you manage to do all of this, it is very satisfying in the end to kind of get everything out the door, and hopefully without you drowning your company, and happy people getting their cool stuff. So in the next episode I'll do a little bit of a summary of my thoughts of this stuff, and then please in the comment sections, if there are things that weren't clear enough that I should address a little bit additionally, please ask and we'll take a look at it. See you in the next one.